Hello, welcome back to I'd Like to Go There podcast. Today I have my favorite person. I know I call everybody one of my favorite people, but this is actually my favorite person in the whole wide world who is joining me today, and it is my hubby. What you want me to call you, boo?
Mook is fine.
Mook. So we have Mook, my hubby, on the couch with me today. So I am super excited to have him here today. We're celebrating fatherhood, and he is my baby daddy, both of my babies. And I'm super excited to have him here. So, babe, you want to go ahead and just say hello to the people?
Hey, what's up with it? It's your boy Mook Brown, ready to go there.
All right, well, let's go there then. So, question number one. Your first introduction to fatherhood, what was that like?
Pretty much like meeting somebody, a new person for the first time, really. And that's pretty much every time you're at the hospital, once they pop out, it's like, what's this kid gonna be like? What are they gonna become? What's their temperament? What's gonna go on at 1 month, 2 months, 3 months? How are they gonna develop? Mm-hmm. That's what goes through my mind. Were
you scared your first time becoming a father?
Oh, you can ask the grandmas. They thought something was wrong with me. I was broken to a cold sweat. It was like, man, what is going on here?
What was the fear? What were you scared about?
I say meeting a new person. Plus, I'm a new father. Like you see it on TV. You like Martin. Ain't no umbilical cord. It's TV, but it's just It was a different experience. Like at that moment, you can't be selfish no more. You got to take care of that little kid. I would say that's the most, especially when you're a selfish person. You're all about yourself. Then that instant it goes out the window. You got to take care of that kid.
I wouldn't say that that's selfish because you thought about it. Most people have children and it don't even come to them. I have to no longer think about me. I have to think about somebody else. A lot of people wouldn't even think about that. So I wouldn't call you selfish.
I'm saying I was selfish until my little Sadie came, and then I was like, hey, this is payback. That's what I was like, damn, this is payback.
Payback for what exactly? Let's go there.
All the pretty much my promiscuity.
So what you're saying, you was running and laying it low and spreading it wide.
I was doing all that, like you just said. I was doing it big. That's like in Texas, we do it big. And yeah, that
you was doing it big, huh?
At that time, I was like, no light skins.
Oh, no light skins.
I was like, nope, no light skins.
No light skins.
And my little girl came out as bright as a like little sun. Uh-huh. I was like, oh man, this is payback. To have a girl,
yeah,
got to take care of girl. I wasn't treating them wrong. I was just, doing my thing.
Were you honest, with your child's mom about what it is that you wanted for yourself at the time?
Well, we really didn't have that talk. Just pretty much just me being me.
Yeah. Is that where you say that's where the selfishness came in?
Yeah, nobody questioned me. That's pretty much how it was for me. But as being a father for 14 years, well, 13, almost 14, almost 14.
Right.
I get questioned a lot by her. She gonna get you straight.
She ain't gonna let us.
As you know, she gonna. Yeah, I don't like that. Why you doing that? What's that? She gonna get you right.
Do you feel obligated to answer, to women, especially that you sleep with? I ain't gotta tell you nothing. But to your daughter, do you feel obligated to say, you know what, this is my baby girl? What is that shift? How does that?
The difference is I'm usually brutal, honest, regardless. But with people you love, you kind of gotta sugarcoat it a little bit. So that's the difference. But with Sadie, she likes it cut and dry. Sometimes, like you tell me, be a little more compassionate. But then again, sometimes you just gotta give it cut and dry. Typically, she'll ask me a question. Sometimes it's about dating. Sometimes it's financial. And you just got to give it to them straight. Kids can sense when you're lying to them.
Right. I agree.
They can sense it, and they won't really respect you if you keep giving them false hopes.
Yeah.
That's why I tell them, if I give you a chance. For instance, she wanted to go to the Halloween homecoming haunted house or whatever.
Okay.
And I told her I'll let you know. And I was like, I'll let you know at the end of the week. What she didn't know is I'm checking her room, checking her restroom, like are you turning in your electronics at a certain time? She wasn't doing none of that week. So on Friday morning, she asked again, can I go to the house? I was like, no, you can't go. You haven't done this, and this. And she just looked at me. She's like, well, I did clean my room on Thursday. I was like, baby, I've been in your room every morning. It looks like a tornado.
Can I tell you that's one of the things that I love about how you parent. And that's one of the things that I'm learning for myself, for our children, is everything doesn't have to be gung-ho immediately. You don't have to tell them immediately. What you do is you sit back, you observe, as you mentioned, and you already know that they want to go places, they want to do things. And from your perspective, you're just like, I'm just going to observe and make sure that you're doing what you're supposed to do. And also you don't make it a situation where, let's go ahead and let me give her an answer now. Like, no, I'm going to stand back. I'm going to see how you actually do. Are you doing what you're supposed to do? Are you doing what you have to do? And then we'll make the decision. And I think that's incredibly smart. I love the way you think about that. So I just wanted to give you props on that.
Well, thank you. And pretty much it's pretty much my duty is just like Denzel said, I gotta feed you, clothe you, give you a place to stay. Everything else is extra. Everything else is a privilege. So that's pretty much how I go at it. Like,
yeah,
you got to do the little things that I tell you to do. And mainly I'm trying to get you to become an adult. That you
right.
4 years, pretty much with Sadie, she's almost grown. When you get your own house, you got to be able to clean your house. Ain't nobody like a dirty house. Clean your house. Yeah. Make sure you're feeding yourself. Have the money to provide, and Daddy gonna take care of the rest.
Right. Who taught you that though? How did you pick that up? How did you learn that? Did your father teach you, or like how did you learn that?
My father, I kind of learned more by seeing what they were doing, and I was like, hey, I'm not gonna do that. Like with my father, he was more rah-rah. He's a pastor. I'm a preacher's kid, just so I know. Like, he did it kind of biblical, but like you can't. He was the first person to call me a hoe to my face, and it hurt. Like I came home. This was when I was underage drinking. I'm gonna go ahead and say that. I was underage drinking.
Doing what you ain't supposed to do.
Came home. He just looked me directly in my. I knocked on the door. He looked me directly in my eyes. Hoe. I was like, people didn't call me hoe before, but this seems different.
Why does it feel different coming from Daddy, from your father?
It's just with any kid, if your father's around, Daddy's words hold more weight than, and I don't even know. I guess it's the bravado. You don't like now. I think we've become more like. Well, I've had to be a parent to my parents, and it's weird, but everybody knows once you get older, that's part of life. And trying to parent your parents is probably the hardest thing
it is.
You're gonna learn as a father.
Yeah.
Trying to parent your parents and their stubborn ways is typically like talking to a wall, because they're not gonna do what you say, because all they see is their kid. They just see the diapers they changed damn near 40 years ago. They ain't. You can tell them right all day. Tell them right all day. They'll listen once it happens.
So how many children do we have all together? How many children do we have all together?
3.5. If you include the parents, 5.5.
Right.
5.5. Yeah, those the older ones are the worst ones. The younger ones, you pretty much can get them to where you want them, but once they get stuck in their ways, that's really when parenting becomes parenting. Fatherhood becomes fatherhood. My take on it, really.
How has your father either helped or harmed, your your ideal of fatherhood?
Thing is, I would say it's like 50-50 for me. He taught me like I say, my dad, best man I know in life. Like I said, he made his mistakes. And that's the thing, when you're the firstborn, you're pretty much growing with your parents. So
you were the firstborn.
Firstborn.
Gotcha. Okay.
So yeah, you're growing with your parents. As when you get an adult, it took me almost 30 years to realize that my parents were kids, 17 and 19. And you think back, like when you were at 17, 19, 21, you ain't have nothing to get together. You was running around too. So I'm like, yeah, that's where forgiveness comes in. Because at first, like I disliked my mom because of what they were doing. Like my dad, the things he was doing. He's not here, so I ain't gonna get into that.
Respect.
But yeah, there was an epidemic in the 80s. You can research that how you want it. There was an epidemic, and my father was part of it. And that was one of my closet things I had to live with.
Yeah. Go
to school, pretend like everything's okay, play ball, all that. But I will say this, all that going through, all his trials, he ain't never leave. That's one thing I can say about my dad, and that's one thing he taught me, to never give up. And I never give up on my kids. That's pretty much, don't matter what they do in life, they can always come to dad. You know, that's pretty much the main thing.
Yeah. So what lessons are you going to teach your sons?
Pretty much never give up. You pretty much got to finance yourself. Make sure you can communicate. Pretty much that'll take you anywhere, really. Communication, learn a skill. Learn a skill to make you money. Learn a skill or a hobby for fun. And then have a side hustle. Always keep your money coming in. That's pretty much. Later on in life is treat women right.
Later on in life? Why later on in life? What?
Hey, I ain't to be like, I didn't give a damn. That was really what it was. I didn't care. But I can see, like, with my second born, he cares more than most.
Absolutely, yes he does.
And I just tell him every day, protect your heart at all costs, because these new age women, they different. You ain't dealing with the women of my past. You dealing with a new hot girl era. It's a hot girl.
The sexy reds, Jesus.
It's a hot girl era, so they more savage than what we had growing up.
What sexy red say? She STD queen? Is that what she said?
Raw dog.
Right? The raw dog queen.
Yeah, that's apparent. But yeah, that's like our conversation to get more in depth as it go.
Right.
The more knowledge he can obtain. But yeah, this new baby. Woo.
Hilarious. Yes. Our youngest for now until the new baby comes.
He's giving me a run for my money.
Why do you say that?
You should have seen him earlier.
What did he do?
The molars are coming in, so it don't matter. It don't matter what you do. You can rock him, give him a bottle. It don't matter. He screaming and all that.
As a baby now, can you see yourself in Dre? Some of your mannerisms, even now as a baby.
I don't know. I can't see myself as a baby.
Well, I'm just saying,
You can tell he's getting the best of worlds. Like I said, he'll be better for it emotionally.
Right. Absolutely.
Your emotions, my savagery. He's observant. If anybody's seen him, he boom, boom, boom everywhere. Hey, what's going on? Who was that? I'm like, I know he get that from me. Like, I don't trust this. With my mama, with my daddy. Well, with somebody that I know.
Okay. All right. Well, listen, I got a hard question for you. As your wife, how do you feel that you've been supported as a father, from me? And do you think that I've been doing a good job or anything I can do better?
I think you've been doing a great job, but sometimes you forget that I've already been a parent. And like I say, literally every kid's different. My parenting style is more to the child. What I did with Sadie, I didn't do with Kenner. What I did with Kenner, they the same, gender, but kids are just totally different. Like like straight up, Trey is he's more clingy than the other ones. Kenner became more clingy when he got a little older.
Yeah.
But as babies, they was, more, I'm gonna do me, feed me, change my diaper, clothe me, I'm good. Trey, on the other hand, hey, you gonna pick me up? You gonna rock me?
You gonna play?
I ain't trying. You gonna play till you
right. Yep.
And then you gonna play some more. I don't even try to hit.
Yep.
And it's kind of like the first time being a full-time dad with Trey.
Gotcha.
Cause so you see
So explain that when you say you're a full-time dad with Trey. What was the situation with the other two?
Pretty much we're pretty much raising kids in different homes.
So co-parenting
or whatever. The other two is like, you got these rules over here,
right?
Then you got the rules over there, and pretty much you're trying to, because you can tell like both of my other kids are only child, so when they come together, you can tell they be like, "Hey, this mine." Then they realize, okay, I'm back at daddy's house. We gotta do stuff differently.
Right. We gotta share.
Yeah, we gotta share. We do that. Like I tell them, if it's yours, you ain't gotta share. But it's just a different dynamic when they're with me because multiple kids and
right.
Like I say, they have their own stuff, so it's not a big deal. But you can tell when they come back, they got to get adjusted to rules again.
Yeah.
And they hear daddy voice. It's different. I don't know what it is. When you hear daddy voice, it makes a difference. It makes you say like it makes a difference. It
makes a difference for sure. How hard has it been co-parenting with the other two mothers of your children?
Sometimes it's hard, sometimes it's easy. It just you gotta navigate personalities, who feeling a certain way at this time. It sometimes, like I say, sometimes it's gold, sometimes it's shit. It's pretty much
yeah.
It just depends on how the wind blows. Sometimes it's not, like I say, I don't. Like, with love or love lost or failed relationships, there's always going to be the nuances is going to be a little different. You can tell when somebody's moved on, me particularly. I don't care about nothing but the kid. That's pretty much how my life. Hey,
right.
As long as the kid's good, I'm good. And that's the main reason why it helps, because you're not trying to get your baby mama back or navigate banging her or any of that.
Not banging her, child.
Hey, like I say, I know a few. That's a slippery slope. Like stick to the co-parenting, stick to the kids. You can't go wrong. Then sometimes it just happens where women gonna be women. Like,
so how do you emotionally navigate the waters with the mothers of your children to ensure a child's safety, not just physically, but emotionally and mentally? How do you navigate those waters?
That's one thing they know. Both of them know I don't play about my kids. But sometimes you have to deal with different emotions. Like some things your kid will tell the mom, won't tell the dad. Sometimes they'll tell the father and won't tell the mom. But pretty much we have to communicate. That's why we have a group chat. Sometimes we got to talk about it. Have the kid right there center, because kids lie sometimes.
More
than sometimes, but kids will lie. Sometimes they put the parents against each other. And once you realize that's why communication is key.
Communication, okay. So with communication is how you navigate those waters.
Yeah, pretty much emotional. Emotional is always gonna be, you're pretty much dealing with emotions.
Right.
It's never I can't even get the word for it. It's like fire and ice.
Right.
Two different things. Like physically, you can, like I say, you can take care of the kid they don't have no wants or anything, but emotionally, what they watch on TV or what's going on in school, it don't really matter. That's why you got to communicate with your kids. You got to do a daily check-in, Like me, what's the best part of your day? who you're talking to, or you got a girlfriend, a boyfriend, or what? Do you got a girlfriend? You got a boyfriend? What's going on? Has any teacher came to you, wrong, or how you feel?
Right.
Are you learning anything new? What, my little boy always, it was easy today. My little girl, I hate it. Oh God, I hated geometry.
Yes.
Oh my God. Yes. She's in 8th grade. She's taking geometry. And I don't remember anything about math. It's almost 20. My 20-year reunion is coming up.
Really?
Yeah,
You just gonna tell our age like that?
Hey, it is what it is. But like they say, I don't remember nothing about. Like I said, I passed. I got out of school. I ain't trying to go back. So you better find a tutor.
Let me ask you this again. Now, this is gonna be another hard question for you. Tell me what it does to you emotionally and mentally when you are a present father. However, let's say, the mother of your children out of nowhere just filed child support. Tell me how that feels. Like what state of mind, what mind frame, like what does that do for the father, a present father? Like, we're not talking about people who are not there. We're not talking about people who just send a check. We're talking about fully present fathers. What does that do to you mentally and emotionally? And then also, how does that affect your relationship with the child too? Because I would think it would affect the relationship to some extent.
Pretty much, I would say what my little girl was like 7 or 8 when I still remember I got the note in the mail. You got to appear before the child support court, and I called. I was like, "What's going on? Hey, what is this?" Like I say, child support for some people it's a penalty or whatever, but like you say, it's for absent fathers. It's not for present fathers, because it kind of causes a rift, regardless of it puts the government in your life, regardless how you feel about it. Some people like sending a check. It don't, like I say, with the money that goes into it, it's not even worth it. Right. 'Cause, I'm a present father, so the money I actually spend on a regular basis
is more
than child support.
Right?
Like, it's no check-in. I've been on child support for 5 years now. I've literally not had one person check up on the kids. They ain't seeing how they doing or nothing.
No.
And like when I tell them, I'm like I can get it if I was a ain't shit motherfucker. But the good fathers get weeded in with the bad ones.
Right.
And that's one of the things with child support. Is pretty much, it ain't red or blue, it's gray. It ain't, hey, the good fathers get done this way. Everybody get treated the same.
Right.
And that's my biggest thing. Why am I weeded in with the bad fathers, knowing I gotta wake up after going to sleep some nights at 12, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning. Yeah. Waking up, making breakfast, and getting them to school by 7 o'clock. Yeah. It's not. Yeah. Like I say, that.
Does it hurt? Is there a part of you that hurts?
It used to, until you realize it's just people try to hurt people. Once you get into that mode, hey, I'm gonna just do for the kids. I ain't worried about it. Hey, you get used to it, so you pretty much just navigate it. Yeah. I think that's the main thing. You just start navigating. You don't miss how much money's missing, or
right.
It don't really matter anymore. It's like, hey, whatever. As long as you take care of you, as long as the kids are taken care of, I'm good. But when I see that my kids are not being taken care of, right, that's when I have a problem. That's my problem. Like, hey, I'm spending this much money. Why is hair,
right, hair and nails not done, or haircut, or
what are you doing? That's when I start questioning. Like, hey, you ain't got to do all that. You don't even got to get his haircut. It's just sometimes, brother got to work. Brother can't get to the haircut. Can't wait in the office 10 hours for no haircut. Right. That's the big part, is like navigating that. Emotionally, I think at the beginning I felt like I was a bad father because I was on child support. What did I do wrong? I was, like I say, I was hurt. I was like, damn, I'm weeded in with the bad fathers. Like, yeah. Like, all they don't ask how your well-being, no nothing. It ain't, hey, how much you make, what you made that year. we'll see you in 3 years. If, that's pretty much, and regardless if, I know exactly how much my kids' food costs, all that. It don't cost that much. You like with me, I navigated. I know what my kids eat. I'm gonna buy it in bulk.
Right.
That's how I think that's the biggest part of child support. They're gonna take you don't. It ain't no, hey, this is how much I spent. Regardless, they're gonna take that before you even see your check. I think that's the biggest part of child support. Like, hey, don't worry about what you doing over at your house.
Right.
You got to take care of this house too. So you taking care of two households.
Yeah.
And you still got to make sure your bills are paid at the same time. So
yeah,
I think that's the biggest part. It don't matter. Well, they do take out if you have multiple kids. That's if you care about that.
Right. Yeah. So thank you for answering that question. Thank you for keeping it 1,000 regarding how, men feel when they're present fathers and then they get put on child support. Is there a hatred that kind of happens, or let me ask a better question. Let's say you were put on child support just because they were angry. Right? I mean, let's just call a thing. They're angry, you've moved on. Do you think that may have been the case as to why you were put on child support? Or do you think that it was they feel, it's kind of the same thing, they feel slighted, how they wanted to be with you, and basically your life is moved in another direction?
It's both, I would say. It's different with both. Because I know one wants to try to, it's like a punishment. I'm going to do this because, even though you can't handle your end of the bargain. Like sometimes I'm going to go by the book, like back in 21, because, pandemic wise, working from home, starting businesses, different things. I was like, hey, we can do forget the child support type thing, and we can do joint custody or whatever. Even let one of them do a trial error. We're still paying the child support, but taking my kid week to week. Grades excelled.
Right.
Everything excelled. Came around to that year mark. Like, it was like, hey, what's up? We allowed you to do what you needed to do. Try to get your life
right.
Wasn't even thinking about the money or whatever. I just enjoyed my kids, so it really didn't matter to me. That's the thing. Child support don't matter. It's just like, I don't like the government. Period. Hey, because they don't care.
Yeah.
They don't care. They rather send $1 billion to fund wars than pretty much we're just a tax allowance. Like. Like, even when pandemic, nobody was working, we still were paying child support. Everybody else got a break.
Right.
Like, hey, the country's down bad, but nah, y'all still got to pay child support.
Gotcha.
That was crazy to me.
Yeah.
And the kids half the time are with me. That's was the point. Like, damn.
Yeah.
Like, hey, y'all don't care about me, but I'm gonna still care about my kids. Regardless, that's my main focus, making sure they're okay.
Right.
Like, my kids can call me at any time. That's why they got phones. Like, any time of the night, even though they supposed to be asleep.
Text, ding.
Hey, I need this. Hey, daddy got it. Okay, whatever. But where are you doing where you doing what you need to do? Because if it's something that they want,
right,
not out of their needs, I'm asked, like, what's your grades? Even though I check on a weekly basis, you know, HISD has a little site that you can just check their grades and all that. So check it week to week. I already know I'm gonna want to see if they're gonna tell me the right. Like, hey, I got an A in math. I got an A in reading. That's a low A. So,
but it's an A nonetheless.
You
can
have this tablet. Like, my daughter asked for outlandish. Like, she wanted a Zephyr. Like, it's a gaming laptop or whatever.
Gotcha.
It's like $2,000, $3,000. Like, no.
Not.
Do you not see how you treat your laptop that you have? screens cracked,
Yes, it was.
buttons missing. I'm like, you think I'm gonna buy you something that's $3,000 when you can't take care of the stuff that you got right now? I'm watching, baby. You know, I'm always watching. Like if you would have treated that little laptop right, you probably could have got that Zephyr. But no, you don't deserve it right now. And that nuances of fatherhood. You got to navigate it. You have to navigate it.
So you gonna have some more kids after this one, after the fourth one here?
Oh no, I'm done. I'm done. Like it's like these getting snipped and burnt. I'm done.
He said, "Oh, snipped
no
and
more-
burnt." Okay,
Ain't
all right.
no more kids coming. Ain't no adoption because I don't like other kids. I like my kids, but
Not nobody else
I
kids.
ain't raising nobody else's kids.
Okay.
I'm not doing it. So
Well,
no pets, none of that.
duly noted.
I'm not gonna lie to nobody. Be like, hey, we can get a dog. I went in once,
Yeah.
and I was
that
glad
didn't
she
work
sent
out.
it back.
That didn't
She
work
sent
out at all.
She sent that dog back.
I did. I had to send the dog
It was
back.
so-
He was nice though. He was a good dog.
So you're just gonna lie on camera.
No, he was
dog
a
gave
good
you the
dog.
business.
He gave me the business because
Tore your
you
shoe-
didn't regulate him. That's why
So tore
you
your shoes up, was
But you
chewing
know-
through,
you
tore
know-
my backyard up.
a dog is just like a child. It's gonna regulate
Exactly.
when they
I got
see.
enough kids. I don't need no other
See?
kids.
All right. Well, in that case,
Especially Trey's a handful.
well, now we about to have another one, a whole nother one.
That one gonna have a different temperament. It's they can't be the same.
No, well, with that being said, thank you again, my love, for coming on to I Like to Go There podcast. And we went there. I'm glad. Look, I'm so proud of you.
Thank you for having me. It's fatherhood is something that I love. Even though, like I say, it's the most rewarding job, and it can also be the bane in your side.
I understand.
You won't get the credit. Like fathers get some of the worst
Yeah.
reviews, but like pretty much just stay with it, man. It ain't your kids. They know if you're doing a good job,
Right.
and regardless, it's going. Like I said, it's gonna have those good and bad days. It's not gonna always be easy.
Just stay with it, huh?
Just stick with it. Don't give up on your kid, regardless of how your mothers or the kids are acting. Stay with you. Keep your kids in your life, man. Don't ever give up on your kids. Love on them. This world ain't gonna love on them.
And that's why you my baby daddy. So I love you and
Love you too, baby.
and thank you for coming. Excuse me. Thank you for coming to I Like to Go There podcast. Again, we went there. So y'all have a good one. Peace.
Adios, amigos.